Hey y'all, Games Journalist here. Today, I wanted to take the time to discuss something that's been kind of eating away at me for a while.
I love when gaming channels start videos like this. Like, hey guys, this is real serious. This has been bothering me for like a week. I just had to make a video on it. It's just been eating away at me, man. I had to talk about it. It's just been on my mind, man. And then the thing they're talking about is like the Fortnite item shop or something. I love it. If someone starts their gaming video like this, you're in for a wild ride.
It's nothing serious, obviously. These are video games at the end of the day, so obviously not a big deal.
Remember he says that here. Remember he says that none of this is a big deal. I mean, the title of the video is "The ninth generation of consoles is embarrassing!" And you just wait until he gets into his reasoning for this, because wow, you guys are in for a treat once he gets going. But just remember how the video starts. This thing it's eating away at him. He had to make the video, but also it's not that serious. I'm so on board with this nonsense right now, you have no idea.
But I want to talk about this ninth generation of consoles and just how utterly abhorrent it has been of a generation thus far.
And if you asked me about this same topic, I would agree. The ninth generation of consoles has been terrible. The price hikes, the terrible performance, the needlessly huge file sizes, although that's admittedly an industry-wide problem right now, but I wonder where that problem came from. There's the normalization of obvious bugs in multi-$100 million projects. There's the fact that you're still not getting guaranteed 60 FPS in 2024. There's the fact that you're still paying extra money to play your own games online. Like, yeah, this console gen fucking sucks. But as you're going to see very soon, my reasoning for thinking this generation sucks, my reasons are a little different than his reasons.
Now look, I know some PC sweaty nerd is gonna get angry at me for even suggesting half of this shit, because that's all they fucking like to do is they sit on their fucking keyboards all day and think that I'm a toxic gamer because I believe exclusivity matters to selling a fucking platform.
Yeah, I told you were in for a wild ride. Little rule of thumb here, if you have no issue swearing at entire groups of people and calling them nerds, you can't be surprised when they act toxic back to you. But also, you can't be surprised when a community of people are criticizing you when you say wrong things about the thing that makes that community a community. Like, I don't know anything about you, I've never seen your content before, but if you're preemptively swinging back at PC players for the things that you're about to say, it kind of just makes me think you have shitty arguments. But, I'll let you continue.
Even though console exclusives are only better for the consumer as is, it's not an anti-consumer practice. It only means that companies are now going to compete to get your attention more and more with better products and better games as is.
Full stop. No. Like, just straight up, no. Exclusive games do not make products better, nor are they pro-consumer. Exclusive games are fundamentally anti-consumer. You know why? Because when the makers of a game console strike up a deal with some developer, or maybe they have a studio they own, or however they want to do it, when the console maker signs off on an exclusive game, what they are doing is they are attempting to remove a piece of what would be competition between them and another platform. Because when these consoles compete, they should be competing based on which one is a better product, which one has better hardware, which one has better pricing, which one has better services, that kind of thing. But when exclusive games are brought into the mix, a giant chunk of what competition there would be between the consoles is removed and replaced with the desire the consumer has for this completely unrelated product. You said it yourself in this video that the ninth generation of consoles is lame, but how do you think we got here? If these consoles couldn't rely on exclusive games and had to actually compete with one another head-to-head as products, do you think they would still be so fundamentally subpar? If the console war was actually about Xbox and PlayStation constantly one-upping each other in ways other than the simple ownership of franchises, do you think Microsoft and Sony would still be so fucking bad at making consoles? When the console makers are competing with things other than the actual consoles, you can't be surprised when they stop giving you good consoles. Also, do you really want to fucking sit there and tell me that if Sony hadn't struck up a deal with Square Enix, that Final Fantasy XVI wouldn't have been multi-platform? Do you want to sit there and tell me that if Microsoft hadn't bought Bethesda, then Starfield wouldn't have been multi-platform? The very concept of exclusive titles is anti-consumer because they are always, 100% of the time, always taking games away from potential buyers so the makers of that console can try to force the consumer to spend hundreds of dollars on a machine that they otherwise didn't want. Because if I don't want a PlayStation 5, but then a game comes out and that I do want, and I eventually cave and go buy the PlayStation 5 to play that one game, how did I, as the consumer, benefit from that? Because that doesn't sound like me benefiting. That sounds like me getting bamboozled. Console exclusive games are, at their core, anti-consumer. They prevent actual competition between the consoles, and they remove options from the consumer. We can argue over whether or not you're okay with console exclusive games being anti-consumer, but we can't deny what they are, just because you think PC gamers are a bunch of spooky, scary nerds or whatever.
So, for the market, it's a good thing.
No, it's not.
But hey, those PC sweat lords won't fucking admit that... Because, like, believe it or not, guys, I don't think we should have a fucking monopoly on the market. I don't think everything should just go to the PC. Oh, that's crazy, I know.
Wait, so games being held hostage by a console manufacturer, that's not an attempted monopoly, but games being released on the PC, which is an open platform, by the way, the PC is not owned by one company like the consoles are. You think that is an attempted monopoly?
Lady, have you got your lions crossed?
Almost like monopolies are a bad thing or something.
Yes, monopolies are a bad thing, so it's a little fucking weird that you have no problem with Microsoft and Sony both literally trying to buy the other out of the industry. If only there were a word for both of these companies' end goals.
Anyways, back to the topic of the video. I'm getting really sick and tired of the 9th generation of consoles thus far.
And good lord, am I excited to get into your reasoning for that. Because if you think exclusive games and attempted monopolies are A-okay, then holy shit, I can't wait to hear what you consider to be a problem.
We are pushing into nearly the 3rd year of both of these platforms' life cycles, the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X, and as of right now, we still have no tangible exclusives for either platform.
Yeah, and when you don't have a constant stream of exclusive games to distract you, it kind of illuminates how shit of a product the console actually is, huh? But remember, if you say that, then you're just a sweaty PC nerd, or whatever you called them earlier. Gosh, I can't figure out why you have such a problem with PC gamers. It's just a mystery. You know, someone get the fucking mystery machine with how much of a fucking mystery I'm looking at right now.
Let's take a look at the PS4 just for a second. You know, God forbid, you know, PlayStation fans be a little upset that every single fucking exclusive they bought the console for went to another platform, kind of meaning they wasted their money investing any sort of time or effort into a PlayStation in general.
Yeah, the only people who think like this are the people who only give a shit about brands. Like, if a console is shit without exclusives, then you probably shouldn't have bought the console, you fucking doofus. Sorry. Like, I can't help but find comedy in this. You're straight up admitting that the console isn't actually a good product, because the second that some of your exclusive games go to a different platform, you get legitimately upset. You said it yourself that you're speaking for the people who bought the console for the exclusive games. That's who you're representing right now. That's your own mindset that you just laid out for yourself. That means you didn't buy it for the performance, you didn't buy it for the pricing, you didn't buy it for the reliability or anything actually related to the console itself. You bought the console because Sony wrote a big enough check to some developers who made a game you're interested in. The fact that you don't see this as a problem is insane. Because if you were actually here for the console itself, and you actually liked the console itself, exclusives going to other platforms wouldn't bother you, because you would still have all these other things about the console that you like. But you don't even seem to like the console in question, you just like the games. Games that, as I said before, absolutely would have been multi-platform if the console war wasn't the way it is today. And why is the console war the way it is today? Because of people like you who don't see this as a problem. Because you see all those exclusive games as a status symbol, as a bragging point. You don't want more people to be able to play the games that you like. You want people to buy the plastic box that you like, despite the fact that, ironically, you only like that plastic box because of the games that you claim to like, but also don't want more people to have access to.
Losing God of War, Horizon, Days Gone, The Last of Us.
You didn't lose those games. PC gamers simply got access to them. Nothing was taken away from you. They were simply made more accessible for more gamers. And if you actually like those games that you just listed off, shouldn't you be happy that more people have access to it? More gamers get to play this game. The developers who actually made the game will get more recognition. And you're upset about this. Because not enough people bought the plastic box that, by your own admission, has no value to you other than the games it's holding hostage. Look me in the eyeballs. This behavior is fucking pathetic.
I don't think I blame any PlayStation fan for being burnt out and feeling betrayed by Sony when they promised that, hey, these are the only games you can play on our platform. Invest the $400 so you can enjoy it.
Yeah, but not everyone is as gullible as you. That's the thing you're missing. The PC gaming market is huge. It's way bigger than the console market. And Sony has finally realized that a giant percentage of those PC gamers are simply not going to buy a PlayStation. We like the PC better. We don't see value in the PlayStation. And we're not going to spend $400 just so we can pay $70 a pop on the handful of games that we might be interested in when the PC has more games than we could ever know what to do with. Sony and Microsoft releasing their games on PC is basically them meeting us halfway and saying, okay, those PC gamers aren't going to buy our consoles, we might as well make some money off of them with our games. The Xbox and PlayStation compete with one another, but the PC isn't really competition for the consoles because the PC is not a console. The market is fundamentally different on the PC because it's not managed from the top down by a giant corporation. It's an open market. It's an open platform. And the people on the PC generally respect their money enough that they're not going to cave and buy a gaming machine that's worse than our current gaming machine in literally every way, just so we can pay even more money to play some games that may or may not be good. That sounds like a really shit use of our money, and we're not going to do it. No matter how many times you call us sweaty nerds or whatever, we're not going to buy the fucking console. I'm sorry you regret your purchase, but we don't regret ours. And the longer that I listen to you, the more I feel like that's really all this comes down to. You regret buying a console, you just don't want to admit it.
Like, dude, could you imagine that? Could you imagine investing hundreds of dollars into a platform only for every single exclusive that you bought that platform for to go to a completely other console?
Again, if you're defining the platform by the exclusive games and nothing else, like, that's your own fault.
I think that's pretty justifiable anger as is. It's not like that's soy or people are mad that other people get to enjoy the games. That's not the point.
It really sounds like that's the point. Like, after everything you've said, that really sounds like it's the point.
The point is I invested in the console, you didn't.
Yeah, and you still have the console. I don't.
I invested in the platform to play these games, and you just outright took every single one of them and put it on something else.
See, you don't even notice that you're doing this, but you're highlighting another problem. You're saying that we took your games. Like, we took them from you. I wasn't aware I was the one calling the fucking shots at Sony. You're blaming me and other PC gamers for the decisions of Sony, which really just screams that you have no idea how any of this works, and you have your head on completely backwards when it comes to how the industry works and how a fucking marketplace works. You buy a console because it has exclusive games. Stupid fucking decision, but it's what you did. And then the people who make the console are like, we're going to start putting the games on PC, and you're mad at PC gamers for that? I'm sorry, what?
For whatever reason. Well, I say whatever reason, but we all know the actual reason is because the PC market is vastly bigger than any console platform, so...
Yeah, exactly. So, like, why wouldn't they do this? Why wouldn't they do this? They've accepted that they're not going to get us over to their platform. Gee whiz, maybe if their platform was better, that wouldn't be the case. But as I've explained at length in this video already, with the way things are going, that's not going to happen. So fuck it. Let them tap out. Let them tap out of the exclusive things if they're not even going to try anymore.
Extra revenue for Sony.
Yeah, exactly. It's more revenue for Sony, so why are you so upset? It's more revenue for Sony when PC gamers buy Sony games that they wouldn't have bought otherwise because they're not going to buy a fucking console. Why are you upset about this? You benefit from this. Everyone benefits from this. Genuinely, why are you upset?
But other than that, the PS4 is basically obsolete. Why would I ever want to fucking turn that piece of shit on ever again? Why would I care to invest whatsoever on a PS4 these days. So now that brings me to the PS5. The PS5. I fucking invested $700 into this platform.
700? 700. You invested $700 in a PS5? When was the PS5 officially $700? I'm sorry, if you paid $700 for something that's market price was $500, that wasn't you investing $700. That was you investing $500 and then getting ripped off another $200.
Because I genuinely believed that this console generation was going to focus a lot more on exclusivity than the PS4 did.
Why would that be the case? PlayStation games were coming to PC before the PS5 was out.
You know, we got great games out the gate like Demon's Souls, and then in the first year we had Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, we had Returnal. Those were great games. Well, lo and behold, every single fucking PS5 exclusive, other than the first two that I mentioned, Demon's Souls and Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, have all come to PC.
Yeah, I think this video was made before the Ratchet and Clank PC port came out. But, I mean, relevant. But also a little funny that earlier, like 30 seconds ago, you were like, oh, it's more revenue for Sony that they put the games on PC. And now you're like, only Demon's Souls isn't on PC. It's like, well, shouldn't, if you want Sony to make more revenue, shouldn't you want the FromSoft Souls game on the PC? Do I have to remind you guys how many fucking copies of Elden Ring were sold on Steam in a week and a half? I don't remember the number, but it's this number that I put on screen right now. Souls likes are huge over here. If you want Sony to make more money, why are you not asking them to put Demon's Souls on PC?
The PS5 has literally nothing exclusive about it at the moment. God of War Ragnarok is not an exclusive. That's on PS4. I can go play that again. Everything is a cross-gen game. What the hell is this? This is stupid. This is so dumb. How am I almost 3 years into a platform and just... there's nothing tangible, nothing worth the money I put down for that platform.
It's a bad platform. Yes, you're catching on. The PS5 is a bad console. The Series X is a bad console. Sorry if you like consoles and you're watching this video. I don't know how you made it this far, if that describes you. But yes, the current generation of consoles is bad. They suck. Don't buy them. It's like I've said a million times in this video already. Now that you don't have exclusive games to distract you, you're seeing how bad of a purchase it was. That's no one's fault. It's just you made a bad purchase. No one's bamboozling you on a different platform. PC gamers aren't stealing your games. You're just finally seeing the console for what it is. It is a bad purchase. Don't buy it. And if you stop buying consoles, maybe in a generation or two, we'll have good ones again. That's how this is supposed to work. Sony got complacent because you kept buying their consoles, but despite them being shit products, because you wanted the exclusive games. The fact that the consoles became so shit is the fault of nobody except the people who kept fucking buying them. Believe it or not, there's still another 10 minutes or something of this video. I just can't anymore. Oh man, hopefully my points were clear. I don't know how they couldn't have been clear by this point, but yeah, don't buy a console. Just don't. If you absolutely must, buy secondhand. Don't give Sony or Microsoft more incentive to keep making shit consoles. Ooh, okay, toodles.